Rossington counter-attack set stage for Sanderson to strike as Northants turned tables on Durham. Durham had enjoyed themselves last time out. Career best figures from Bryden Cass helped boost the side's promotion hopes with a victory at Lords in a tight, low-scoring contest against Middlesex. They sit 14 points behind today's opponents Northamptonshire, who are currently in pole position in the race for the final two promotion places. But Durham will first look to leapfrog Gloucestershire. Their advantage of 9 points a much more achievable target. The September gloom would see a delayed start, and with bowler-friendly conditions set to persist throughout the first day of play, Durham would take the opportunity to attack their hosts with ball in hand. But Newton and Curran would negotiate the new ball threat well, both men playing their shots to see the home side reach 50 without loss. That's when Durham would strike, a rising rain delivery taking Newton's edge and seeing the Northants opener depart for 26. Persistent drizzle curtailed the first session. An early lunch called as the rain came down, Northants 75 for 1. The resumption of play saw Northants push the score towards three figures, but they lose their second wicket 1 run short. Wakely shouldered arms to Rushworth. The Durham bowler got one to jag back and take his off stump. 2 balls later, Keogh was gone, caught behind. Curran too would fall to Rushworth, the team reaching 100, but the bowlers on top. Another batsman's off stump removed. Bryden Cass had produced an excellent final day spell to help Durham to victory against Middlesex last week, and he'd once again pick up a pivotal wicket. The dangerous Levy caught in the cordon after a bit of juggling. Rossington would halt the Durham progress for a time before the rain returned and an early tea was taken. Durham struck again after tea. Proctor caught behind off rain. New man Bracewell would be the latest in a long line of batsmen to fall to Rushworth, a bit of extra movement seeing him trapped LBW. And with the score at 150 runs, Rain would have Northants 8 down, beating Berg's inside edge to take the top of off stump. Captain Rossington recognised his side were losing wickets quickly and put his foot down, one Cass over going for 27 runs. A little extra bounce surprised Hutton. Rushworth found the top edge and picked up his 5th wicket in the process. But his fine rearguard action would finally be brought to an end, caught by Lees off Salisbury for 82 off just 70 balls. Durham had been in the ascendancy through large portions of the day, but they were about to be put under pressure as they got their innings up and running. Cameron Steele went early on, caught by Hutton off the bowling of Sanderson. Sanderson struck again, Lee's the man to go this time, Wakely with the catch in the cordon. And Gareth Berg made it 3, Watling LBW for a 3-ball duck. Sanderson had 3 in the next over, Angus Robson LBW for 9. But that momentum would be halted as bad light saw the umpires take the players off. With no improvement in conditions, that would be that for the day. Adam Rossington had turned the tide at just the right moment for the hosts, his counter-attacking batting ensuring the momentum shifted the way of the home side. His efforts with the bat had been backed up by Ben Sanderson, who struck 3 times to leave Durham on the back foot, 4 down for just 37 runs. The visitors will need to dig deep to find a way back into this and salvage their first innings. Rossington and Levy 50s put Durham under pressure. A combination of some impressive counter-attacking from Adam Rossington and late wickets courtesy of Ben Sanderson shifted the first day momentum. Durham had done well, Chris Rushworth once again taking 5 wickets as they had their opponents struggling at 7 down, still shy of the 150, but the Northants skipper had turned the tables. And when the visitors were required to bat in the evening session, they'd been reduced to 37 for 4, bad light halting the home side's momentum. Conditions had markedly improved in the morning day 2, the gloom and drizzle of the first day giving way to beaming late summer sun. But that did little to change the pattern of play. Durham quickly 5 down with just 4 more runs added. Sanderson returned to the attack in the same fashion he'd finished the day, bowling Steele for 6. Jack Burnham fell with just 1 run added, trapped in front for 2, Sanderson with 5 to his name. Hutton back into the attack, Rossington with a smart catch off Rain's inside edge. There'd be even better work from the skipper to remove Eckersley on the other side of the 100. Quick hands down the leg side, stumping the Durham man for 37. Sanderson's 6th saw Durham 9 down. He found a way through Carse's defences to bowl him for 7. A late flurry of runs from the Durham tail helped inflate the score to 131 when Berg found Salisbury's top edge. The visitors' first innings was over, Northants heading into the lunch interval with a lead of 86. But despite their strong position, Northants would soon realise they had a long way to go. Newton removed in the second over with no runs on the board, Rain striking with his first ball. Curran and Wakely managed to put together a 50-run partnership to stabilise the innings, but both would fall within a few balls of each other. Curran was first, Rain back into the attack, striking with his first delivery of his second spell. Salisbury removed Wakely, another edge snaffled in the slips. And before long there'd be a 4th wicket, another for Salisbury, Keogh trapped in front for 4. They'd reached tea at 130 for 4, the home side with a decent recovery after a poor start. But there'd be no building on his knock, Rain getting one to keep low and taking the skippers off stump. Bracewell announced his arrival with a 6 to get off the mark. He and Proctor forged a partnership of their own to take the score past 200 and they stuck together through to the close of play. Northants finishing the day on 235 for 6, leading by an imposing 321 runs heading into the 3rd day. Durham will hope they can strike quickly tomorrow if they're to retain hopes of a promotion-boosting victory, but the home side have coped well, finding a way to recover whenever their opponents built up a head of steam. Whatever happens in the remaining 6 sessions, one thing's for certain, every side with designs on playing their cricket in Division 1 next year will have one eye trained on events in Northampton. Durham promotion hopes in tatters with Northants on the verge of victory. It's difficult to talk about this game without mentioning Adam Rossington. Back-to-back centuries from the Northants skipper had come at crucial moments for the home side, turning the tide as Durham's potent attack looked to be gaining some traction. He'd been ably backed up by Ben Sanderson. A second 6-wicket haul of the summer had restricted Durham and ensured his team's batting effort saw them finish the day at 235 for 6, leading by 321. Bracewell and Proctor were the men at the crease at the start of play on day 3, but the former wouldn't last long, caught at first slip for 15 off the second ball of the day. New man Berg fell the same way, Rushworth the man to find the edge this time. Proctor became the latest Northants man to record a half-century. He'd lost partner Hutton, his firmly struck cut shot well caught behind point. Despite now being reduced to 9, the home side showed no signs of slowing, Proctor freeing his arms and clearing the stands. He'd guided his side past 300 when Sanderson fell, trapped LBW to Carse. They'd finished their second innings on 315 all out, Durham set a huge 402 runs to win. That task was made even harder when Hutton struck in the 7th over, Lee's middle stump taken out of the ground. He'd have another in his next over, Robson caught behind for 1. Lunch gave the visitors an opportunity to regroup, the score 18 for 2, their chase off to the worst possible start. They'd only managed to add 1 run to the total before they lost a 3rd wicket, Hutton again the man to strike, Steele LBW for 8. Burnham and Watling steadied the ship with some counter-attacking play. It would be the introduction of Proctor that saw their productive partnership brought to an end, Watling's off-stump removed as the Kiwi departed for 35. Sanderson returned to the attack and had Durham 5 down. Scott Steele bowled, Durham dreams of promotion fading. Rossington's exceptional game would continue. His diving catch gave Proctor another wicket. Burnham dismissed 5 runs short of a 50. The visitors would reach the tea interval wounded at 122 for 6, still 280 runs short of their target. Durham would add only 12 runs before they lost their 7th wicket, Hutton picking up his 4th as Rain's middle stump was left askew. The partnership of Eckersley and Carse would add a little more resistance. Bracewell would separate them, Carse caught by Levy for 30. But Eckersley was defiant, bringing up his half-century, Durham now past 200. Try as they might, Northants couldn't find the wickets they needed, Durham surviving through to a 4th day with the score 212 for 8. Despite the heroics, you'd expect the home side to pick up the 2 remaining scalps required for victory and a return to 2nd place. Durham are in need of a miracle. They need another 190 runs with 2 wickets remaining if their promotion hopes are to continue into the final week of the season. The only question remaining is at what point on day 4 will Northants seal the win? Northants close in on promotion as victory over Durham confirmed early on day 4. Durham's rearguard action in the dying light of day 3 was a final act of defiance as the match headed for an inevitable Northants victory. To take the contest into a final day was a real achievement, considering the turmoil inflicted by the home bowlers throughout the 3rd day. There was an outside chance the visitors could frustrate their hosts by batting through the day, but that would have been a minor miracle for Durham and done nothing for the promotion hopes already destroyed and put to bed by their display in Northampton. The resistance offered by Salisbury and Eckersley would not last long once play resumed, Hutton striking in the 3rd over of the day, Salisbury LBW for his 5th of the innings. The Durham skipper found 2 further boundaries before defeat was confirmed. Rushworth caught by Curran off Sanderson, Northants taking a step closer to promotion. Durham are now mathematically out of the promotion race, joining Sussex as another side who went into the weekend with hope and finished it with disappointment. Victory for Northants ensures they'll go into the final week of the season in pole position for promotion. They currently enjoy a 21-point gap on Glamorgan in 4th place, with the Welsh side's hopes resting on the fact that the 2 teams above them go head-to-head in Bristol next week. Northants need just 4 points from that game to seal promotion. Gloucestershire will require 9.